So last class we discussed the preliminary idea about the solution part. Today we will discuss the Weber pressure, ideal solution, non-ideal solution, and their application. So before we start the Weber pressure, first we have to know liquid vapor equilibrium. So let some liquid, suppose it is liquid A, is present in a container. This is liquid A and it is covered. So when liquid molecules are present in a container and some portion is vacuum, then the force of attraction between the liquid molecule is A force of attraction. If it is water, then the force of attraction between the two water molecules by hydrogen molecule. We know that the entropy of the liquid is SL. We just consider entropy of the liquid is SL, and entropy of the gas if SG, then SG is greater than SL, because entropy indicates randomness or disorderness. So in the liquid molecules are associated strongly than in gaseous state. That's why the entropy in the gaseous state is higher than that of liquid state. For this reason, the liquid molecule goes to vapor state or in gaseous state. According to thermodynamics, all spontaneous process takes place where entropy increases. So that is why the liquid molecule goes to vapor state. So when the liquid molecule goes to vapor state, then over here the number of molecules, that is also the molecules of it, gradually increases, and when the number of molecules over here gradually increases, then the vapor molecule are associated and they again comes back to liquid state. Clear? So this vapor of A, that is also associated and comes back to liquid state during our association. So liquid to vapor, increase of entropy, vapor to liquid during association. So in this way, at a particular temperature should be fixed. At a particular temperature, an equilibrium exists. This equilibrium is called liquid vapor equilibrium. So right now, sir, what is the vapor pressure? Vapor pressure is the pressure exerted by its vapor. Vapor pressure of a liquid. Vapor pressure of a liquid is the pressure exerted by its vapor when it is in equilibrium with its liquid at a particular temperature. Okay, so vapor pressure of a liquid, not for vapor pressure of a liquid is the pressure exerted by its vapor when it is in equilibrium with its liquid at a particular temperature. This vapor pressure, only liquid A is present, so we can say it is the standard vapor pressure, or you can represent P naught A. Clear? And vapor pressure is measured by an instrument which is called manometer. So first, definition of vapor pressure. Second, the instrument used to measure the vapor pressure. Right now, the factors affecting vapor pressure of a liquid. First, nature of liquid. the force of attraction between liquid A is AA and liquid B, where the force of attraction is BB. Now the condition is that AA force of attraction is higher than BB force of attraction. We just consider AA force of attraction is higher than the BB force of attraction. So if AA force of attraction is higher than BB force of attraction, then which liquid A or liquid B, which will vaporize more easily? Obviously liquid B, because then the force of attraction between the particles are lower, so they can easily goes to vapor state. So that means if the liquid B easily goes to vapor state, then the standard vapor pressure of B should be higher than the standard vapor pressure of liquid A. Clear? So that's why liquid B can be considered as more volatile with respect to liquid A. Clear? So nature of liquid, first portion is nature of liquid, second is temperature. So follow, with increase of temperature, if temperature increases, then what will happen? Now if we increase the temperature, then this liquid molecule absorb this energy, they get excited, and when they get excited, they easily goes to vapor state, more easily they goes to vapor state. So that means with increase of temperature, vapor pressure increases. Clear? So these two factors are main factor which determine the vapor pressure, nature of liquid and the temperature. Now sir, which factor not determine? Now first, factors which not affects on vapor pressure. So first is surface area. Remember, if you consider a small surface area and suppose here you consider a larger surface area. So when the surface area is small, then the vapor molecules, then the liquid molecule goes to vapor state. In extent is small, but when the surface area is high, then extent of evaporation is high. But what do you mean by pressure? Pressure means thrust per unit area. You can say thrust per unit area. So that means when it is divided by unit area, then ultimately the result is same. So that means vapor pressure is not depends on surface area. If we take a small cup of, if we take some water in a small glass at 25 degrees centigrade, and if you take the same type of water, that means pure water or distilled water, in a large tank at the same temperature, both will show the same vapor pressure, because this is with respect to unit area. Okay, so vapor pressure is the pressure exerted by the vapor when it is in liquid and at a particular temperature. Next, after vapor pressure, right now, if we add some non-volatile solute, that is also factors affecting the vapor pressure. Suppose you consider a pure liquid A. This is pure liquid A. It is in equilibrium with its vapor A, and the standard vapor pressure of the liquid A is P0 A. Now some non-volatile solute is added. Let the solute is B. So over here liquid B, liquid A plus solute B. B is non-volatile. That means it is not vaporized. So over here only vapor A is present. Only vapor A is present. The vapor pressure is considered as PA. That is not standard. This is the partial vapor pressure of liquid A. We can say partial vapor pressure of liquid A, or we can say partial vapor pressure of liquid A, or we can say vapor pressure of solution, or we can say vapor pressure of liquid A in solution. So these three terms are exactly carrying the same meaning. Then P naught A is greater than P. But why? What is the reason behind it? Follow. If we consider the upper surface of the liquid, this is the upper surface of the liquid when the non-volatile solid is not added. So this upper surface contains only liquid A particles. Only liquid A is there. But when we consider the liquid B, liquid A in solution state, then A particles are present, but some surface is covered by the solute particles. Some surface of the liquid is covered by the solute particles. And since some surface is covered by the solid particles, that's why the extent of evaporation or rate of evaporation decreases at a particular temperature when the temperature is constant for both. So due to the decrease of surface area, due to decrease of surface area, corresponding vapor pressure decreases. Clear? So when we add some non-volatile solute in a solvent, then the vapor pressure of the solvent always decreases. Clear? Now on the basis of this vapor pressure part, there is Raoult's law. So Raoult's law, according to Raoult's law, vapor pressure, partial vapor pressure of any liquid is directly proportional with its mole fraction at a constant temperature. So when temperature is constant, the partial vapor pressure of a liquid is directly proportional with its mole fraction at a constant temperature. So Pa is proportional to chi. Here chi indicates the mole fraction, Pa indicates the partial vapor pressure of liquid. So we can say Pa equal to K into chi. That K is proportionality constant. Now, when chi A equal to 1, what do you mean chi equal to 1? Chi means mole fraction. And when the mole fraction becomes 1, any fraction becomes 1, then it indicates only this one is present. So when chi A equal to 1, it indicates only liquid A is present. So when chi A equal to 1, only liquid A is present. So that means the vapor pressure Pa is equal to P naught A. So if we put this to value over here, P naught A equal to K into chi A. Obviously chi equal to 1. So K equal to P naught A. Now put this value over here. So Pa equal to P naught A into chi A. This is mathematical statement of Raoult's law. So Pa equal to P naught A into chi A. Similarly, if we consider another liquid PB, remember that both the liquids are volatile. No one is A is also volatile, B is also volatile. These are called binary mixture, completely mixable binary mixtures of two volatile liquids. So PB equal to P naught B into chi B. Clear? So suppose you just imagine we are taking a solution over here. Here liquid A is present along with liquid B is present. In liquid A, the force of attraction is AA. In liquid B, the force of attraction is BB. Both the liquid are volatile, and then over here, vapor A is present and vapor B is present. Clear? So the vapor A exerts the vapor pressure PA, vapor B exerts the vapor pressure of PB. Okay? And the total vapor pressure of the mixture is P equal to PA plus PB. So sir, can you explain why? Why? Because over here only two liquids are present A and B, and their vapor pressure is PA and PB. So the total vapor pressure is the sum of their partial vapor pressure. And it is which law? It's Dalton's law. According to Dalton's law, total vapor pressure or total pressure, gas pressure, is equal to the sum of the partial pressures. Clear? So from Raoult's law, we can determine the partial pressure, and by the Dalton's law, we can determine the total pressure. Clear? So now we proceed on concept of ideal solution. From the Raoult's law, we get an idea of ideal solution. We know that from our class 11 part, PV equal to nRT. This equation is called ideal gas equation. Why it is called ideal gas equation? Because it is totally based on kinetic theory of gases. Here Boyle's law, Charles and Avogadro's law are applied. These laws are derived from the kinetic theory of gases. So the gas which obey this equation are called ideal gas, and the gas which do not obey this equation are called real gas. Generally, no one gas obey this equation. All gases are real gas, and that's why we modify that one by the Van der Waals equation. After that, Kammerlang equation. After that, reduced equation of state. So many equations are there. Now, similarly, this concept, if the solution obey Raoult's law, then the solution is called ideal solution. So what is ideal solution? In case of ideal gases, the standard equation is PV equal to nRT, and in case of ideal solution, standard equation equal to P equal to P naught into pi. This is standard equation. So ideal solution is the solution which obey Raoult's law throughout whole range of concentration. Throughout whole range of concentration. Clear? So solution which obey Raoult's law throughout whole range of concentration. Obviously at constant temperature. Temperature should be constant. If you change the temperature, then the values composition can be changed. Now follow. We are taking two liquids, liquid A plus liquid B. In liquid A, the force of attraction is EA. In liquid B, the force of attraction is BB. Now we plot vapor pressure versus composition graph. Y-axis indicates vapor pressure and x-axis indicates composition. It is represented by chi. So there is two part from y-axis. So here chi A equal to 1, chi B equal to 0. to 0 and chi B equal to 1. So shall follow. When chi A equal to 1, what does it indicate? Only liquid A is present. And when chi B equal to 1, it indicates only liquid B is present. Clear? So when only liquid A is present, then this is the vapor pressure. It indicates the vapor pressure of pure liquid A. Clear? And when the chi B equal to 1, it indicates this is the vapor pressure of liquid B. Right now, so many questions can arise on your brain. Sir, why you consider P naught A is higher than P naught B? Why not, sir, P naught B is higher than P naught A? Why not P naught A equal to P naught B? So follow, here you consider P naught A is greater than P naught B. Means A is more volatile than B. That's why at a particular temperature, vapor pressure of the pure liquid A is higher than that of B. I consider. You can consider reverse, no problem. You can consider B is higher than A. But sir, P naught A and P naught B cannot be equal. Two vapor pressure, pure vapor pressure of two liquids cannot be equal. Why not equal? If their vapor pressure are equal, standard vapor pressure are equal, it indicates the force of attraction between the gas molecules. Force of attraction between the liquid molecules are also equal. And when the force of attraction between two molecules are equal, it indicates the molecules are same type. Molecules are same type. That means the two liquids are also same. So if you add some water in water, then you get water solution. No. So the two liquids should be different. And when the liquids are different, their force of nature of particles are different. Their force of attractions are different. And since the force of attractions are different, corresponding vapor pressure at a particular temperature is also different. Now, according to Raoult's law, PA proportional to chi A, similarly PB proportional to chi B. Now, this portion, this line and that line both are for pure. But if we move from left to right, what will happen? Chi A decreases, chi B increases. What does it indicate? It indicates right now B is mixed with A. Chi A decreases, chi B increases because overall is 1. So B is mixed with A, and when B is mixed with A, that means it indicates solution. So inside this line, solution portion, and these two lines are for pure solvent portion. Now, when the solution portion, then we have to consider partial vapor pressure. And vapor pressure, partial vapor pressure is directly proportional to chi A. So follow. Chi A gradually decreases 1 to 0. So corresponding vapor pressure also decreases. And chi B increases. So vapor pressure is also increases. Clear? So this line is for liquid B. That is for liquid A. Okay? This is the overall. So follow. Suppose we consider this point where chi A is less than 1 and chi B is greater than 0. So if we draw a line, this point indicates PB, partial vapor pressure of B, because it is coming from the liquid B line. It indicates PA, and this indicates P. So follow here. This P equal to PA plus PB. So if we add PB and PA, then we get P. So that means this is line. This line is for line for solution. So P equal to PA plus PB. So this law, Dalton's law, The Raoult's law can also be explained through graphically. Now, a solution is behave ideally. What are the conditions for that? Conditions for ideal solution. First condition, A, B, and AB. Sir, A means when the force of attraction present between the A molecules, liquid A molecules. Same only in liquid B. And AB means when A is mixed with B. So these force of attractions are equal. These force of attractions are equal. Then the solution is ideal. So sir, can you say this is possible? The AA, BB and AB force of attractions are equal. It's possible. It's not possible. If these are possible, it indicates these all are same liquid. Already I explained. So that means ideality concept is not applicable in any cases. There is no condition is ideal. But you can say it is ideal in some other way. So follow, not ideal actually. It's dilute. Ideal dilute solution. We can apply. Second condition, del V mix equal to 0. What do you mean by del V mix? Suppose we mix liquid A plus liquid B, liquid A 50 ml plus liquid B 50 ml, and then solution. So automatically it is clear that sir, when you mix 50 ml A and 50 ml B, it always 100 ml. It always 100 ml. But not. It not always 100 ml in chemistry, because some force of attraction changes over here. So if it is always 100 ml, then del V mix equal to V final minus V initial. V final is 100 minus 50 plus 50, so that is equal to 0. So this is the second condition. But remember sir, idea is not possible. So similarly, this condition is also not possible. 50 ml alcohol, if mixed with 50 ml water, it 100 ml. We can observe, you can observe it is 100 ml. It's true. But when we explain through the theoretically, we observe that it's not possible. The deviation is very less. We cannot measure it, but that is not possible. Similarly,